All right, what's happening, folks? We're back this week. We got UFC Fight Night. Holloway takes on the Korean Zombie in Singapore. This card starts early. I think the prelims start at like 2 a.m. Not used to UFCs being at this time, but it is what it is. We're in Asia, so they're switching it up. Main event, you got Max Holloway taking on Chan Sung Jung. So before we start, if you guys need a place to BetUS, promo code Iceman. You already know what is up. So this is probably the worst matchup of Chan Sung Jung's career. This and the Volk fight, for sure, right? 36 years of age, he's not looking the same, especially after that last performance against Volkanovski. And now you're taking on Max Blessed Holloway, and it's just going to be a horrible matchup because he's going to be forced to strike with Max Holloway, and Max Holloway, one of the best strikers in that division. To be honest, I don't really know why they're putting on this fight. I know Holloway wanted to fight Zombie, and Zombie wanted to fight Max Holloway, but that was like realistically 5 years ago. Like that would have been maybe a good fight, but now it makes no sense that they're doing this fight. To be honest, I want to see Max Holloway take on Movsar Evloev. I think that's a great fight. And you're not going to tell you right now, if he's taking on Movsar Evloev, he ain't minus 750. And even on my betting website, he's minus 800 now. That's a big favorite. So he's going to crush Chan Sung Jung. The real question is he going to finish Chan Sung Jung, or is Chan Sung Jung going to make it to the decision? In my opinion, he might make it to decision in Asia too. But you never know, man. He does not look the same, man. Max Holloway is for real, right? The only guy this guy's lost to is Volkanovski and Dustin Poirier, and that was at lightweight. Other than that, this guy's been on a roll, dude. And even that victory over Yair Rodriguez beat Calvin Kattar, destroyed Calvin Kattar, destroyed Arnold Allen. I don't think Chan Sung Jung's got a chance. No, he's got his last three fights. He's got two losses. One of those to Brian Ortega, the other one to Volkanovski, which was a standing KO. It was pretty brutal. So obviously, Max Holloway should be easy work. Now, this is interesting. Anthony Smith taking on Ryan Spann. So what's interesting is this is a rematch. If you guys don't know, these guys fought a few years ago, and he completely destroyed Ryan Spann. 2 years ago, they fought. He destroyed Ryan Spann in the first round. Rear naked choke. Choked out Ryan Spann in the first round. 2 years later, he is now the underdog going into the rematch. Now, that is crazy. Why is he an underdog? Is it because he's spending too much time? He's got the whole commentating gig and all this stuff, and maybe he's not focused on fighting as much as you should have. You see a lot of these guys who are doing the commenting gigs, like they're like, oh, we might have a job outside after we're done fighting, and they're not putting in the same effort and time they were into their fighting career. Now that's possible with Anthony Smith, right? He's a great commentator. He's doing all the ESPN stuff behind the scenes and after hour stuff, and so is that going to play a part? I don't know, but to be honest, Anthony Smith can win here. I think I'm going with the underdog. I mean, he's already 2 years ago he destroyed Ryan Spann, took his back, choked him out. I think he can do it again. So I'll go with the underdog on that one. To be honest, if I were to put money on it, I would definitely want to see the weigh-in, because if Anthony Smith comes to the weigh-in, he's not looking too great, then I'd be like, okay, maybe he's not taking this fight too seriously. But if he goes into that weigh-in looking shredded, I'll take the underdog. Giga Chikadze, my boy Giga's back. I fucking love Giga Chikadze. Insane striker. And he was on a roll before he lost to Calvin Kattar. I think he was like on a 10-fight win streak or something. Pretty good. And pretty good wins too. Like KO'd Cub Swanson, finished Edson Barbosa, ran into Calvin Kattar, lost that fight. But Alex Caceres, he's been looking good too. Don't get me wrong, but I think if he stays on the feet, which he's primarily a striker, right? He does have a bit of a ground game, but he's not known for being a ground specialist in any means. Not a wrestler. He's nicknamed Bruce Leroy. Bruce Leroy. He likes to stand and bang, and you don't really want to stand and bang with Giga Chikadze, fucking insane kickboxer, right? Former Glory champ, or I don't know if he was was he the champ in Glory? I don't know if he was the champ, to be honest, but he was a very good kickboxer. And now you're going into MMA. He's been in MMA for a while, and I just think he's gonna easily take out Alex Caceres. But Alex Caceres is tough. Maybe he makes the distance because he can take a beating. Now, Hinya Nakamura taking on Fernie Gracie. If you guys don't know, Hinya Nakamura, this guy's the UFC is going to really get behind him. It makes no sense for the UFC to match Nakamura up with someone who they think he's going to lose to because they're trying to build the Asian market. It's definitely one of the weakest markets for the UFC right now, especially with they're taking over that Asian market. This is a chance for them to build some Asian fighters, and no one better than Hinya Nakamura. If you guys don't know Hinya Nakamura, he's a freestyle wrestler in Japan. Won gold medal in the under 23 World Championships. He got bronze medal in the World Cup freestyle wrestling. This boy can wrestle his ass off. Not many Japanese people you see in the Olympics in freestyle wrestling. But this guy, he's insane wrestler, incredible athlete. He's going to absolutely destroy Fernie Gracie, in my opinion. It makes no sense for the UFC to match him up with someone who can take him out. They're going to try to build this kid up for sure. Why wouldn't you? Right? They don't have many stars in the Asian market, and here's a star. He's already got a big name from his wrestling background and being on the Olympic team and stuff like that. So I think he's going to easily take out Fernie Gracie. Aaron Blancfield takes on Taila Santos. I've been super impressed with Aaron Blancfield. I know Taila Santos looked actually pretty good. Some people thought she might have beat Valentina Shevchenko. It was a split decision loss, but Valentina Shevchenko, she's not the same. She's not really, taking MMA as serious as she was as you've seen her last fight against Grasso. That was a fight, in my opinion, she should have won. But she's not training as hard, and you got someone like Grasso just training her ass off to kill her. And, her last fight, Grasso fucked her up. So, Taila Santos here, her only loss was to Shevchenko and Mara Borello, Italian girl, in 2019. But incredible record, 19 wins, 2 losses. It's a very good record. And I think, to be honest, I'm sort of leaning towards Aaron Blancfield. I've been super impressed with her. She's on a roll. She had that split decision loss in 2019 to Tracy Cortez. A lot of people thought she may have won that fight, myself included. And now she's taking on Taila Santos. In my opinion, Aaron Blanchfield should probably be undefeated. And I'll go with Aaron Blanchfield on that one. Junior Taffa taking on Parker Porter, the juggernaut. Junior Taffa coming off a decision loss to Muhammad Usman, Kamaru Usman's brother, who's like the juice head version, just jacked. And he's taking on Parker Porter. And Parker Porter's, his last. So he's fought Justin Taffa. Now he's fighting on Junior Taffa. So his last 3 fights, he's got 1 win, which was his last fight to Braxton Smith. Yeah, this one, I don't know, to be honest. This one actually could go either way. Heavyweight fights definitely got to go either way. To be honest, I think I'm going to lean with the underdog. I'll go with Parker Porter on this one. I think just the experience. He's only got 5 pro fights, and Parker Porter's got over 22 professional fights. I think I'll take Parker Porter on that one. Now, Waldo Cortez Acosta taking on Lucas Breske. Waldo Cortez, this guy was a guy who came into the UFC with some hype. He was undefeated, fought on the Contender Series, beat Danilo. Then in the UFC, beat Jared Vandera, beat up Chase Sherman, who are just, subpar guys. Then he fought Marcos Rogerio de Lima. If you guys don't know who that is, that's the guy who just got flying kneed by Derek Lewis and just destroyed by Derek Lewis. And he lost to him. Not impressive at all. Taking on Lucas Breske. This Lucas guy coming off 2 straight losses to Carl Williams and Martin Boudet. I don't agree with the odds makers on this one. The fact that he's minus 260, I don't agree with that, especially heavyweight fight. This is a fight that Lucas could very well win. I'm sort of leaning towards Waldo Cortez Acosta, but even though he didn't look too impressive in the last fight, yeah, I don't know why he's minus 260 though, but I'm slightly leaning towards Cortez Acosta, but in no means is that one guaranteed at all. I'll take, so 2 more I'll do here. Chidi Angel Kwani taking on Mikhail Alexis. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but been actually super impressed with both of these guys. Chidi Angel Kwani, on the other hand, he came into the UFC he did really good on a roll, just destroyed Marc-Andre Barral in like 15 seconds. I was like, holy shit, that was crazy. Then he dusted off Dusko Todorovic, that vicious elbow. But then his last 2 fights, he got finished by Robocop, and he lost a split decision to Albert Duraev. Close fight, lost that split decision. Now he's taking on Michel Oleksiejczuk. If I see the odds, even odds on my website, and a lot of people are surprisingly going with Chidi Njokwani. I'm going the other way. I'm going to go with Michel. He's had 2 losses in his last like 6-7 fights, and one of those was to Chao Bohala. If you guys don't know Chao Bohala, he is the real deal, and he had another loss to Dustin Jacoby, my man. Glory kickboxer, no shame losing to either of those guys. I think Chidi Njokwani is definitely a step down from Chao Bohala and Jacoby. So I'll take Michel. I think he's a great striker. I think this fight could play really into his hands, and I think he might win a decision. But Chidi Njokwani, Anthony Njokwani's brother, got some power. And I'm going to post my bet here. So I've only made one bet. Unfortunately, there's not too many good even odds picks or anything like that. I only really stood out was that one parlay. It got Giga on there with Nakamura and Holloway. If I can post that. So usually, I'll tell you right now, usually I don't put parlays with guys who are minus 800. That's very unheard of for me. But in this case, I might allow it because I think Max Holloway is going to slice through Chan Sung Jung. And I think Nakamura should easily slice through Fernie Garcia. I think that wrestling is going to be a hard. It's in Asia too. They're going to build an Asian market. The UFC wants him to win. So I think those 2 are locks. Now, Giga Chikadze, his return, I think, if it's a striking matchup, he's going to piece up Caceres all day. So I think those 3 on a parlay is minus 125. So if you bet $100, you're getting 85 bucks. Not bad. Almost a double up. Michelle on there, that's not a bad bet, as well as Anthony Smith. Just check the weigh-in, see how he's looking at the weigh-in. But those are your picks. If you guys need a place to bet, BetUS, promo code Iceman. Out.